This video is about the second program, the B part of the second program. So here we are asked to write a Java class called customer to store the name of the customer and the date of birth. Okay. So this program is all about the string tokenizer. The string is divided into tokens, and these tokens can be considered based on the delimiters and the return value that we have. We will see what is it in our next slides. But here, let us first see what is the statement of the second program. It says you have to write a Java class called customer, and this class has to have the name and date of birth of the customer. Okay, and the date of birth format is also given here. The date of birth format should be date, month, and year. Okay, so if it is a date within 1 to 9, then you will have a 0 appended before the number. Okay, and the month, you know how to write it, and the year also should be the complete year, the 4-digit year. Okay, and they have given that this program should have methods to read the customer data as, so the customer data has to be read as, it has to have an braces here. Okay, have a name, date, month, have a comma here. Sorry, I have missed this out. This comma should also be there, and then the date, month, and year should follow, and it should be closed by this particular symbol. Okay, okay. So this is nothing but the lesser than or and greater than symbols. So you should have a method which reads the customer data in this particular format, and it should also display the data in this format. So each of the string here should be separated using a comma, and it should be within these two characters. Okay, so you're going to take in the data like name, comma, date, you have a separator here, month a separator, and the year. But while displaying the data, it has to display it as name, comma, date, comma, month, comma, and year, and it should be within these two symbols. So this has to be done using the string tokenizer class. Okay, and here they have mentioned that the delimiter character should be the separation symbol. Okay, separation symbol or the divided symbol. Okay, so I think you got to know we will be using the string tokenizer class in Java, and we will be taking the name of and date of birth of the customer. So the date of birth should be in this particular format, separated by the separator character or the divided by character and symbol. And the data has to, so the program has to have two methods. One is to read the data, and the other is to display the data. And to read the data has to be in this particular format, and to display the data has to be displayed in this particular format. Okay, so that is what we are asked. Let us see the next slide. So string tokenization. This is a way wherein an entire string is broken down. Sorry, it's broken down into several parts. So there we had, see, without the comma, if we remove the comma in our before slide, as you see, the name, date, and month and year would be a single string, right? A single statement. So when this is broken down, you will have a name, a date, a month, and a year that can be differentiated, right? It can be seen in another way. But if it is as a complete string, it gives another meaning, right? It has no meaning. So if you have a name followed by some numbers, it has no meaning. But when you have a separation there, you can see these strings as separate data. So it can be categorized as name, the date, the month, and the year, right? So The string tokenizer is a class in the util package. So Java is a package, and this util is a sub-package of Java, which is a built-in package in Java programming language. So this util has a class called string tokenizer. This string tokenizer, it allows to break a string into tokens. Here the tokens are nothing but the separated strings of a entire statement. Okay, the separate parts of an entire string. So string tokenization is a simple way to break the strings. When you use string tokenizer, it is easier to break the statement into separate strings. So separate tokens. A token is a maximum sequence of consecutive characters. Here consecutive characters need not be in the same characters. So it need not be A, B, 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 C, 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 or 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 2, 3, 3, 3, nothing of this sort. It just says that it is a consecutive sequence of characters. So you might have ABCD as one character. You may have NAME, which gives you the meaning, which is nothing but name, as a separate sequence. So these are sequences of characters. Okay, and they are not the delimiters. So delimiter is nothing but the character that separates these strings. So we had a comma there in between our name, date, month, and year, right? So the comma here becomes the delimiter. The delimiter splits a string on each occurrence of some delimiter. So each occurrence of the delimiter, it tells you that the entire string is divided into smaller strings or tokens. Okay. So delimiters, they are the characters which will be used to split the string. So if you give a comma in between, it means that comma is a delimiter which tells that everything before the comma is a separate string and the rest after the comma is a separate string. Okay, so there are two different strings. If you don't give a comma, the entire statement is one string. Okay, so there are three constructors defined in a string tokenizer class. So the constructors are string tokenizer, string. So here you are going to pass the string as a comment. So this creates a string tokenizer with specified string. So when you give string str, whatever the value that you initialize to str, it becomes the string. Okay, that is the string statement that the string tokenizer is accepting. So it is left to the string tokenizer to give a delimiter or not give a delimiter to separate this statement into tokens. Okay, and the next constructor is string tokenizer, string str, and string delimiter. So here delimiter is also a string. You can give a single character to be a delimiter, or you can give 2 or 3 characters that act as a delimiter. Okay, so it says that the string here you have two arguments, str and delim. Okay, delim is nothing but a delimiter. So str, whatever the value is initialized to str, becomes your the statement that has to be divided or splitted out into separate tokens, and the delimiter is one that separates these tokens. Okay, so you are going to specify the delimiter, whatever the user specified delimiter is that you're going to specify here. Whatever is initialized to this delim becomes the delimiter character for this, dividing this particular str into smaller strings or tokens. Okay, here string tokenizer, string str, string delim, and boolean return value. So here you see that there are three different arguments passed to the string tokenizer constructor. So str here is the string there. Okay, delimiter is the whatever the delimiter you want to specify, the user wants to specify, and the return value, you see that you have a return value and it is a boolean data type. So boolean data type is nothing but true or false. It can have a value as true or a false. So if the return value is true, okay, then the delimiter character is considered to be a token. If it is false, then the character serves to separate the tokens. Okay, so if the return value, if this return value is initialized to false, okay, then this delimiter, it is used to separate the tokens. If it returns a true value, then it is also considered to be a token. Okay, Then you have four classes in the string tokenizer. The string tokenizer is a class, right? You have not classes, you have four methods. These are public methods inside this string tokenizer class. Okay, the methods are boolean has more tokens, so it checks if there are more tokens available. So you have this entire string is processed, but there might be a chance that there are more tokens. So again, boolean has more tokens, so boolean is the data type, has more tokens is the method. So boolean is has more tokens can either be a true or false. Okay, and string next token, so this returns the next token from the string tokenizer object. So string tokenizer is a class, right? So you have to create an object for this. For this object you will have the string is initialized to this object, the str, that string is initialized. Whatever the string is given to that particular str value, that becomes this object's str value. So this object will have a set of tokens, right? So the next token in this particular object will be returned back when you say next token. Okay, you use next line and next int and next float, all these, right? The same way, this is next token. So it takes in the next token from this particular object. So string next token, string delimit. So here, this returns the next token based on the delimiter. So it checks whether the delimiter is there. So if there is a delimiter, if, it is based on that particular delimiter that the token is returned back. So the token is taken. Then, sorry, this is repeated again, but it is same as has more tokens method, has more elements. It is same like the same has more tokens method. Okay? So that is about the string tokenizer. Now we will see how we start with the program. So we have the customer package here. We have defined the customer package. So hence we name this as the package customer, and we are importing the util scanner because we have to take in the name of the customer as well as his date of birth. We cannot feed in the date of birth or name of the customer. So we want the user to put in the date and date of birth and the name, right? So we import the scanner statement, the scanner class from the util package. Okay, and we have also uh, imported the string tokenizer because we are specifically asked for the string tokenizer class to be used in our program. So we have separately called these two classes because from this util package we require only these two classes. Okay, we don't require the other classes. So we require only these two classes, and hence we are calling the both classes. So then we have, we define the class to be public. So here is the access specifier, and we have defined the class customer. That is what we were asked to do, right? We have to define a class customer. So we have defined the class customer, and we define another class, nested class within this class customer, saying read customer. Okay. So we have, sorry, this is the, I'm really very sorry. This is the method that is given here to read the values from for the class customer. Okay, we have to take in the name and the date of birth, right? Hence we have given the method here to read in the data. Okay, since everything is it has to return a string data type, we have taken it as string read customer. Okay, we call the scanner, you have seen in two way how we define the scanner class here. So here scanner is only given as an object for the scanner class. Okay, so system.in out.println, we ask the user to put in the name and the date of birth in the format name, date of birth, month and year. Okay, and here you see str, we have taken the next line. I think I told about this in your two-way program. So this is of the data type string. Since he has to enter the name, date, month, and year, so even the delimiter here is considered to be a character only. This is not a delimiter here. So we say that after the name, give a comma, then give date, then give this delimiter, then give month, then give this delimiter, and then. But when you enter the data, this nothing of this is considered as a delimiter. The entire including these two characters is considered to be a string, and hence this string value is initialized to str. Okay, hence next line is used here. So the input from the user is stored in the str variable, which is of the type string. Okay, so here we say that, so you say that if it doesn't start with, okay, if it doesn't start with this or end with this is an or used here. If it doesn't start with this or end with this, if the user doesn't enter with this or this, then we ask the system to give a message to the user saying please enter in the proper format because we are given here. Okay, and then you will, if it is entered in the proper format, this is not required. If it is entered, that directly the system returns the string. Okay, and then for displaying the string again, we say that we give another variable string st, which we say data dot substring 0 comma data dot length. Okay, so here, I'm sorry, the string tokenizer is used, which says that, see, st is the string. So here data dot substring 0 comma data length is taken for the str data here. String is the data here. So you're going to display the data, right? So this is data. You have given the string data type here. So string str. This is not st. Sorry, this st here is given to data. So data dot substring 0 comma data length. You take the entire length of the string here. Okay. Then string tokenizer. You're defining a new object here for this particular class called token, and you are giving the constructor for the string tokenizer class. So you say that st is the string here, the string value you are giving. You saw the constructor there, right? String tokenizer. So these are the delimiters. This is a delimiter, comma is a delimiter, and slash is a delimiter. Okay, you are giving the delimiter here. String final string is equal to null. So at the end you have to have a null value. So here you again have the methods there, right? So while token dot has more tokens, so when it has more tokens, if final string is equal to null, so if the entire string is equal to null, the final string will be taking the next token in the object called token. Okay, it has to see if final string is equal to null. Okay, it will check if the token, if the object token is taking the next value. Okay, otherwise it will return back the final string. So whatever it has taken, it is going to return back in a particular format. Okay, so we have asked the final string, so we are giving a comma here. Final string, it will take the entire string length. Okay, it will give a comma here, and the next token will also be considered. Fine. So the resultant, then we display the resultant string, which has, we give this value here. So the resultant string is, so we I have told you whatever you want to display in Java, you're going to append it with a plus here. So there is a plus here. So you are going to give the character here. It has to open the braces. Okay, and again you're going to add the next string, the final string here. So this is the final string value that you have taken right from the object token. So that particular value will be displayed here, and it will be ended with this character. Okay, so only when you run this program you're going to understand how it is going to give you the output. So here, this is the main function that you have, sorry, the main method that you have called. The main method has customer. Customer is the class, so you're creating an object for the customer C, the new customer. Since they have not defined how many customer values you have to put in, we are just taking in one object of customer C here. So we haven't taken an array of customers. If you have to take an array of customers, you have to define a new array for the customer class C. Okay, like how we did in our first 2A program. You have to take a new array here. So you have to define an array here. So that is not required. They've asked us to just put in the value for one customer. So we are taking one object value here. So this is a one object of the customer class, and you are allocating the memory using the constructor here, and the data there, the string data, you are giving it as the data, the value for the data variable is given through the read customer method. So whatever the read customer method the user is going to put in the string, the statement will be initialized to the data variable. So this data string will have the entire string of the read customer method, and c dot display customer data. So you're going to display whatever the data is taken here will be displayed through c dot customer using the display customer method. So here you have the display customer, right? Here you have the void display customer string data, right? So you have given that it has to be displayed in this particular format. So the same will be done through this statement. So first you're going to have enter name and date of birth in this format. So the user is going to put in the characters. So all these characters has to be typed by the user. So once the user types these characters, this character will be initialized to the data. Okay. So here you see. So here you see this value will be given to data, and the entire length will be considered with data dot length here. Okay, and the string tokenizer new token will be created here, and it is going to check for these delimiters here. It is showing, right, these are the delimiters here. So when these delimiters are there, these are the delimiters. When these delimiters are there, it is asking the string tokenizer to split the entire string. So here you have the string, right? Yeah, this is the string here. Sidhu 14, Sidhu comma 14 slash 10 slash 1987, and you have the lesser than and greater than symbols here. So all these symbols, see here, it is mentioned that the lesser than, the comma, the separation, that is slash, and the greater than symbols are all the delimiters. Hence, delim is always considered to be a string. So if you have any one of these particular characters appearing in your statement, so that is considered to be a delimiter. Okay, so this has a delimiter. So it says that this becomes a delimiter. So this is a separate statement. You have a delimiter here. So this is one. Sidhu is one token. So comma is a delimiter. So 14 again has a slash here, comma and slash here. So in between you have a one. You have one token. So after slash you have all these. But 10, after 10 you have again a slash here. So this is a delimiter here. So it considers 10 to be a separate token or separate string. And 1987, after 1987 you have a greater than symbol here. So this is again a delimiter since you have mentioned it here. See, you have mentioned it here, right? So these are the delimiters mentioned. So once all these are seen here, these are the tokens here. So when it says that this is a infinite loop that it has, it takes in the tokens one by one that belong to the um, token object. So it says that until it is equal to null. Okay, until it is equal to null, we will be taking in the next token for the final string. So each token will be added to the final string. So if it is equal to null, then you will jump to this, and the entire final string will be taken. Okay. So after the final string, you will be giving the comma here, and the next token will be displayed. So this is an infinite loop here. Until it is equal to null, you will, whatever the token that you take will be given to final string. Okay. So if it is equal to null, then the final string will be displayed and a comma will be given, and the next token will be displayed. Okay. Fine. So once the final string has, so what will the final string be here, right? After every token, it will have a comma here, and the next token will be repeated. Again, it will jump here. So if the next token is there, again the next token will be displayed. A comma will be there. The final string will have a comma as well as the next token, and then search for the next token here. Okay. So the next, whatever the token is there, whatever the string is there, it will search for the substring there. So if there are no substrings, then the entire final string will be, you will have it there. The total, there will be no next token here. Okay, and when this entire thing is equal to, when there are no more tokens, it will jump to system.out.println, and the resultant string will be there. So final string will have all the substrings in the format that it requires, right? It will have the substrings like Sidhu, 14, 10, 1987, right? So it will have the string in that particular manner. So here, I'm sorry. Yeah, it will have in that particular manner. So a comma will be there in between each of the substring. So that will be, that has to be displayed, right? So it also tells us that there should be a lesser than and a greater than symbol there. So we cannot ask for that. So what we do is, the resultant string is, we only give this lesser than and greater than symbol. So we say that the resultant string is one particular string. So we add with it the greater than symbol, and then say the final string has to be added in between, and to that string we again give the greater than symbol. Okay, we have defined it here. So we say that these has to be displayed. So these are the characters that will be displayed. Right? So this is your 2B program. I think everything is understood with this. So we are using the constructors here. So you see that the string and delim constructor, this constructor is used in one part of the program here, and this string tokenizer is also used. And here we have used the boolean has more tokens method here. So has more tokens is used in this particular program, and the next token is also used. Okay, you can see. Thank you.